Hello everyone, today's lesson is lesson 100, identifying the probability of an event and conducting an experiment with a spinner. Okay. So probability tells us what the chances are that something will happen. Probability is always between 0 and 1. So the smallest probability of something happening is 0. If something has a 0 probability, that means it is impossible to happen. For example, we can say that the probability of a 500-year-old person walking into our classroom is 0 because there is no 500-year-old person alive today. Now, the greatest probability of something happening is 1, or we say it's certain. We can say that the probability that you will leave school today before midnight is 1. You're not going to stay at the school till midnight. Okay? So we're going to write some examples of things that are impossible, unlikely, equally likely, or likely, impossible, or certain. Okay, so something that could be certain is the sun rising. The sun is going to rise every day. Now something that is impossible could be the sun not rising. Okay, so the sun not coming up is something that's impossible. Something that's unlikely is something that could happen, but probably won't. So for example, being able to eat chocolate cake for lunch. Now you could get it, but it's not very likely. It's unlikely because you don't usually get chocolate cake only for lunch. If something is equally likely, that means it could go either way. Now this could be flipping heads or tails on a coin. So you could equally get heads or you could get a tails. Now if something is likely to happen, that could be something like it might rain. If it's cloudy outside, then it's likely to rain. Okay, let's pretend this circle is a spinner. Okay, so how much of the circle is blue? Well, 1/2 of the circle is blue. And then 1/2 of the circle is yellow. The probability that the spinner will stop on blue is 1/2. So we would say the probability of blue, so P for probability, of blue equals 1/2. So the capital P means probability, and then we put what we're looking for, so in this case blue, is in parentheses. So what's the probability it will stop on yellow? Well, the probability of it being yellow is also equal to 1/2. What's the probability that the spinner will stop on red? Well, that's going to be 0 because there is no red on my spinner. Now, if I spin this spinner 12 times, how many times would I expect it to stop on blue? Well, since it should stop on blue half the time, I would say that 1/2 of 12 half of 12 is equal to 6. So it should stop on blue about 6 times. And it should stop on yellow also about 6 times. So here I have a second circle. How much of my circle is blue? Well, it's 1/4. And 1/4 is yellow, 1/4 is red, and 1/4 is green. So if I spin this spinner 12 times, how many times should I expect it to stop on red? Well, red is 1/4, so I'm going to do 1/4 of 12, which 1/4 of 12 is equal to 3. So it should stop on red 3 times. And it should also stop on those other colors 3 times as well. So here's my last circle. This circle is divided into thirds. 1/3 of my circle is red. But I have 2/3 of my circle that's blue, because 2 of the pieces are blue. So if I spin this spinner 12 times, how many times would I expect it to stop on red? Well, it's going to be 1/3 of the 12 times. And 1/3 of 12 is 4. So how many times should it stop on blue? Well, I would do 2/3 of 12. And 2/3 of 12 is equal to 8. So it should stop on blue 8 times. So notice that the more sections I have that are the same color, the more likely it will be to land on that color. So to practice using a spinner and predicting probabilities, you can use this website. I'm going to put the link in the description. But it's just an adjustable spinner where you can change the size of each of the sections and the colors, and then you can experiment to see how many times it'll land on those different spots. Okay? It won't be exact. For example, on this last one, if I spin this spinner 12 times, it won't get 8 exactly, because this is just probability as more of an estimation. It should be close to 8, but it could be a little bit more or less when you do it in real life. Okay, and that's it for this lesson. Thanks for watching.